Hey, alright, here we are back in Operation Destiny. And this is a little bit of an update on what has been going on. We're hanging out back at the chest, getting ready to go on another adventure. And just looking around, enjoying the snow, looking at our stalagmite type farm and our lava cauldron generator, which is pretty cool. And just to do a little bit of a quick resource mining. In the beginning, I wasn't even trying to grab any of the copper because we weren't going to need any copper for the rails. But as soon as Carrot started making bridges for the rails out of copper, I seen how nice that was, and there's just tons of copper in the world, so I started gathering that as well. And this was just one of my trips to go gather iron and gold. And I came up with all this copper here, just maxed out my inventory. And we just end up taking all that, and that's a nice little byproduct for sure that it'll get us, you know, lots of bridges. It's pretty amazing how you could just turn everything back into ore blocks, all crammed together. It's a real space saver. Um, uh, and if you need to make a weird looking moldy bean block creation, you got the block for it. So, yeah, and can't quite smelt them when they're like that, but at least makes it so that we're able to go ahead and take them back to the base and have a little bit of room extra. Worked out really good for us. I typically just silk touch everything now and then bring it back and then build a tower up and mine it down. That's been my go-to. The storage is holding out pretty good and there's lots of blank spots still. I've been doing my best to communicate where some of the combined locations is for stuff, and and Carrot has caught on really well to my madness, and has definitely adapted, and still made it so that it's easy to cruise through the storage. Um, uh, so the infinite lava is great for doing all this smelting, but boy, does it take a long time to smelt all that copper. I've had to I set up a little rail track upstairs and then click on the smelter there, and I just go around in a circle in a rail cart and look at my monitor while I'm doing editing or something, and I could see the stack start going down. We didn't end up having too much iron on this run. I was focused in on trying to get lots of coal and copper. Mostly the copper is going to be for torching up areas as I go caving. Um, uh, I need to gather all this up just so that I can go caving in some badlands because we need lots of gold to make those powered rails, and they go so fast. I've never really put out this much rails before, and I'm not particularly good at spacing out the powered rails so far, but I'm trying. It's fun. You do a little problem solving, and you get that nice boost of neurotoxin in your brain every time you have a successful cart go up and down hills both ways. I like being able to cruise back and forth on the rails. You see like one section, probably 20 or 30 times before, you really make it any kind of a distance away from home. But you got to start somewhere, got to practice, got to build up that routine to where, you find the time to come in and lay out some rails and go mining. And, we got lots of resources. Sometimes you're just logging in to go do resource grinding and somebody else can go lay a bunch of rails. And sometimes you're the one that finds a whole bunch of rails and things ready to go. And you just grab that up and make an adventure. So that's where I'm at right now. I need to go get more gold. That's critical. But being as though that we have all enchanted armor and tools, we're doing pretty good. Need a couple more mending books. Um, uh, Carrot logs in, and it's pretty cool to see Carrot when I log in. So I'm stoked. I get to communicate with one of the other members, and do a little organization of my inventory here as I get ready to go. Just wanted to check in with Carrot and see what he's up to. I don't know where I left my last ender chest, so I had to go ahead and use some of the last obsidian up to make a new one as I go. Gotta have the ender chest, carry all the extra goodies. So gonna have to do some more obsidian mining here eventually. But we still got plenty of end rods. Haven't gone back and added all the eyes to the end portal. Um, uh, it's still there. We haven't decided on going in and doing a dragon killing day where we kill the dragon like whatever it is 20 some odd times to unlock all the teleporters and gather all the dragon's breath. Gathering dragon's breath is actually like one of the easiest ways, in my opinion, to stay alive in the dragon fight. In here I'm just talking about my new armor and going to the Badlands for some gold to Carrot. And he was going to go ride the track, so I figure might as well go with him. It's not often that I cruise the rails, but it's better to cruise with somebody else. You got their back. In case something blows up, you can protect them as they're doing a little refinishing. It's kind of hard. A lot of the sections of the track are not lit up, so as you're cruising at night, you easily run into some more monsters on the way. So I like to try to trim back the trees in the sections that I'm working at least. That way that there's less coverage on you, because you never know when you have to pop off and fix something and whatnot. And as the distances that we're going on the tracks, we're either gonna have to hop off and sleep in beds as we go, or even just try to make things at least survivable. And I'm just letting Carrot know that there's lots of copper for him to make bridges, because after I seen the section that he did going above the jungle or the tree tops with a copper bridge, I was really impressed. I mean, this bridge right here, I didn't even recognize that it was copper for the first few times that I went over top of it. It wasn't until the first big bridge over top of the trees, that's when I was like, oh, that's what he's using all the copper on. and I was stoked. I wanted in on that to make a nice little copper adventure. And Carrot here, he gets you know stopped by some stuff on the rails, and he understands. This is one of our first sections that we added right here. It's pretty fun to see your work still, picking, and Carrot and Dev come back through, and they fix the power rails so that it's a little bit better. I'm starting to notice that Carrot puts down 3, I think, in a section, and I'm guessing that's to preserve the speed. And he has like great timing on when they go in. So I need to try to mirror that. Usually just put like 1 power rail before incline. But I'll have to change. And then just like that, you're in a world of hurt. You're bouncing off of zombies and spiders and critters, and you just got to get away from the trail and hope that you can survive the night. Snag your cart back and work your way around. There's no power rail before this little bump here, so it's not like I'm gonna sneak past this zombie. But I can put it down here and then try to take off on it. But obviously I messed up. I missed. I don't have max upgraded tools or weapons yet, but we're getting there. So I did our first zombie villager. I don't even think I recorded it, but I cured him, and he's back at spawn, and he does stick trades. So I figured that was a good one to have near spawn, because that's where I plan on doing a lot of the tree farming if I have to do any tree farming. Just plant them there and chop them down while I'm waiting for things to smelt. I do get quite a lot of and then I run into Carrot here coming on the way back, and I figure just come back with him, see if I can try to catch up to him. Seeing as though that trying to catch up to somebody in a minecart is nearly impossible. But I do. Like, he's way out there, but I'm gonna catch up. And I don't think it's because I hold forward while I'm on the cart. I think it was just because he hit that chicken right there. And that gave me the option to just catch up just in time. And I'm just like barely kissed up to his backside here. And I surprise him. He doesn't know how I'm like almost pushing him at this point. He catches on and asks me if I almost ran into him. And it was an almost moment for sure. There's a lot of close calls when you see the creepers lighting up as you're going around. I half expect when I come back out, there's going to be a couple holes that I'm going to have to fill in. So, like, the major tools that I need to bring with me when I do go lay rails is going to be copper in its block form, and then the saw blade, the crafting table for splitting up the copper into slabs. That's the most efficient way to spread out that copper. And that serves good as making the bridges, getting that covered. Then bring in your raw iron blocks. Not raw, but just your iron blocks all cooked up, ready to go. And then full tree logs. Lots of full tree logs. And then ore as well. So I got a 64 block of coal. And that can be turned into torches. And then even redstone. Yeah, you're going to need redstone too. So you can either bring a block of, blocks of redstone, and your wood will be able to convert that into redstone torches. And you can also do the same thing for having the gold and stuff in blocks with you as well. So bring in all that in your ender chest and a couple beds. I like to bring a couple because I tend to lose one. Here's Carrot, who manages to get all the carts to stack up in one pile. That was pretty funny. And then, boop, all of them come out back again. Pretty awesome. So, that was a little bit of a adventure, hanging out with a Carrot, going out to the rails. So, and that was 1,500 blocks out, pretty much. And then I'm just letting him know that I'll be heading into the nether so that I can go find the Badlands. Because there's a Badlands way, way out there that I'm going to go to get all the gold that I need. There's got to be one close to wherever it is that we are now. I don't know where it is. Didn't want to spend the time looking for it. I knew where one was, so might as well go there and get it. This turned into a nice little path over here to the portal. It was all treed up and irregular ground, and it's working pretty good now. Make sure you get your gold helmet. When I've been cruising through the nether in my nether sub roof tunnel, because we're not working on top of the roof. But when I'm cruising, I like to I have a little piece of clay that I put on my W key, and then I just set a little box for recharging headphones down on it, and it gets me out here. And this is it, 3,000 blocks away in the nether to the portal, and that gets us whatever 34,000 blocks away from spawn. No, 24,000 blocks away from spawn. And then just east, going back towards spawn and to the south, there is kind of diagonally, I run into this outpost. This outpost is absolutely riddled with iron golems in shacks. It's pretty amazing. So I wanted to record it for posterity just to see, because I'm the first Minecraft that I really got into was on Bedrock. Well, it was a console edition Xbox, the original one. Because I never really got into Minecraft when I had it in beta. I played it, and it just wasn't my thing. Way back when. And every other time that I did play it, I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't, look up how to play the game, so I didn't know what the recipes for crafting and stuff was. So the best I got away with was building some boxy like towers and getting killed all the time and not knowing what was going on. But once I got the console edition years later and put some time and effort into it, turned into my first successful playthroughs. And I really started getting into it after that and enjoying the resource packs. The ones that change up all the blocks, make everything really foreign, were my favorite back then. So the space one that would change all the critters and the space critters, and all the blocks had different names. Those were really fun, and all the sounds were different as well. So that would it almost seem like a brand new game because I'd have to figure out like what is this a safe critter? Is this a bad critter? Because I wouldn't know because they were so different looking. And even the Fallout one was a great addition to play. And then finally, I wanted to go on one more trip out the rails. I got all the gold, brought it all back, made a bunch of rails, made a bunch of powered rails, went out, made my section. We're going to go and see it now. So this has been a cut. Um, you don't see any of the resource gathering for all the gold that I did in the Badlands, all the smelting, all the laying of the tracks. This is just me turning on the shaders and enjoying a nice ride out to see the end of where the rails are. And I got out to, I want to say 4,200 something. And that's just regular rails, but it is powered up to 2,800. So my next big mission when I go back in to Operation Destiny is to go back out to the Badlands and go get more gold because there's plenty of places to get gold there. Besides for extensive cave systems, it's thick with gold. So gonna go get more gold and replace all the stuff that I use because I used everything up in the storage so that I can make a good dent in the rails. And now that we got the rail system out past 4,000 blocks, it's really easy to see that you almost get like a whole day-night cycle in with a single trip on the rails, and that's only to 4,000 some odd blocks. So as I go, I just throw down some torches every now and then, and it's going to be amazing to hop on the cart and I'd be able to record a conversation for hours and hours and hours and finally get to the end of the rail cart road. Some of us could be wanting the outcome, to have the rail be finished as what drives you. But for me, it's just living in that moment from train track to train track rail, just enjoying the vibe never really had a chance to play Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I'm guessing this is the closest I'm gonna get. We're getting shot at and seeing all the dangerous critters getting close. Like that spider, we would almost ran him over. There's a pig doing the split. He just passed by. Little zombie saying hi. Getting into a big thick part of my section here is I dug a hole straight through this mountain, and it was great for gathering resources. Went through a few of the cave systems down here, and I figured since we did have a section of rails that went over top a foresty section that Carrot did, we've already passed that. I figured we had better have one section at least through a mountain just to, you know, have it. And then if we're gonna, follow that logic of having different types of sections kind of do different stuff, um, I want to do one where it does go over, under a good section of the ocean. So I want a nice ocean tunnel with glass all around it. I think that'd be really cool. And then I'd also like one where the rail works itself all the way up to the sky limit, and then rails all the way down to bedrock, and then back up to the normal layer. So I'm thinking that that would be a really cool rail section to pull off. So you can see that these are my powered rail sections. They're mostly just one power rail at a time as it goes. Not much for a bridge for me. And we meander the rail tracks around quite a bit as we go, but we always try to work our way back to 0, 0, so that we'll eventually, meet up with the nether portals that we're going to have staged out on the tracks as we get further and further out. And this is my little attempt at going up a mountain here, and I may have used too many powered rails, but it works. And I've been on a roller coaster before. I thought it was pretty scary, and that that thrill of going up and up and up and up, I was getting that, just those vibes as I was doing that. That creeper was so close to blowing up on me. And we're getting close to the end of our powered section. That's it right here. So from here on out, it's just hoofing it. And I included it as well, just so that gives me some more time to talk about our plans within the game. And one of the things I still need to do is make a turtle farm and a bee farm. And I would like to incorporate those along the track as we go. Maybe not so much at spawn, but in a section that's appropriate, so that as you're cruising along on the rail, you get to enjoy some very choice scenery sections. So even this cherry blossom biome, I was thinking this might be a good spot to load up with a really cool bee section that you can farm, either stop and farm or just cruise by. And then the same thing for the turtles. When we go by one of those beaches, it'd be nice if we were hugging along a beach, and then you see all the turtles all farmed up and eggs everywhere. Like just adding some ambiance to your rail ride. It's not necessarily the most important thing, for sure, but I like the little things. Even though there is an overarching goal to the project, I enjoy doing the things that are frivolous. I haven't yet seen Dev's base in the jungle. After I let Dev and Carrot know that I used up all the rails and the gold and stuff, Dev offered up all the rails that he had at his base, and I refused because I said that no big deal. I can get more. I just wanted to let you guys know that I had used them all up, and as you're cruising along, you definitely get lost in what you're doing when you're placing down all these tracks. I don't like to cruise too far ahead when I'm laying them out, so sometimes I've had to go back and pull some tracks and change the route a little bit, just because I liked it a little differently. So right up here, I was thinking about this mountain that I'm coming across, and I was gonna hug left and go through the valley, but then I decided to go right and then go up a ways. That gives us a nice overview of things as we're cruising, and it also gives me a chance to trim all these trees, because I'll want to take at least an 8-block swath around the rail tracks as I go, so that gives me lots of wood as I need it, and add some variety. I definitely don't want to do too many tunneled through mine sections. I just wanted to do one at least. So as we get closer and closer to the top, I start getting pretty excited, because it's one of those places that you can see all the ore all ready to go. So it's a good spot to stop, because you can load back up with all the coal and iron that you're going to need for quite a while here at this spot here. And this is pretty close to the end of what I got laid out. And this is a nice section of the mountain. There's a nice big calcite layer shooting through this. It makes it look really pretty. It's like a Neapolitan ice cream with the dirt and the stone and the calcite. But that's the end of the rail. And thanks for joining me. I want you to be well. It's us at -4272 on the 28th. And that's it for us now. The end of the adventure, and on to a new one. Later.